Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, my dear students. Today is the third lecture of chapter 1, section 1. We are discussing about the fish culture of Rajputi and Nilotica. We already discussed the characteristics, land preparation, pond preparation, the lime application, fertilizer application, then stocking the fries. Today I'll discuss the feed and fish. So what is the feed quality of the fish and what kind of feed you have to apply in the pond? There will be two type of feed for fish, which is one is natural feed and one is supplementary feed. It is quite hard or impossible to provide all the time the supplementary feed, because if there is no natural feed available in the pond, you are not able to provide supplementary feed all the time. If it is so, then the cost of culture will be high. So that is why we have to depend with natural feed as well as supplementary feed. Let's talk about the natural feed. Natural feed is called plankton in the pond. Plankton in the pond. What is plankton? Plankton is a microscopic aquatic organism which present in the pond. Sometimes some aquatic plankton is not microscopic. You can observe without microscope as well. But mainly we can say that it's a microscopic aquatic organism. Plankton basically two types, which is phytoplankton and zooplankton. Phytoplankton, which is plant organism, and zooplankton, which is animal organism. Some example of phytoplankton is algae, nostoc, spirogyra. And zooplankton is moina, bosmina, etc. This is the plankton or natural feed automatically present in the pond. So we don't need to worry about this natural feed in the pond. But you have to ensure in the pond is produce this type of natural feed or not. If they will not produce or naturally, then you have to apply some fertilizer. Last class I already told you have to apply fertilizer, which is organic and inorganic fertilizer. And then supplementary feed. Supplementary feed, we know that poultry excreta, then blood meal, bone meal, dry fish powder. But nowadays you can buy from the shop as a supplementary feed. If you go to the shop and ask them, I want Rajputi fish meal, then they can give you, and if you whatever you want, you can buy from the shop. Even Nilotica fish supplementary feed. But you can make in the house as well. Wheat husk, rice bran, then Western shell powder, bone meal powder, then blood meal powder, dry fish powder, and mix it up, and you can make the supplementary feed. When you apply in the pond supplementary feed, that time you can make as a pellet or tablet format, like this, round shape or square shape, whatever you like. Because when you apply in tablet or pellet format, that time wastage of food is less. Otherwise, if you broadcast the feed, that time the wastage of feed is high. And I told you, give the food in the morning or in the evening. Do not provide food when is too much sunlight, because when is too much sunlight, that time water is very hot or warm, that time fish is not moving around the pond. That is why when is cool down the environment in the morning and in the evening, that time fish moving around the pond, that time you apply the supplementary feed. And make sure all the time you examine that if there is enough natural feed in the pond, that time you have to stop the supplementary feed. How can you observe that enough natural feed in the pond? Enough natural feed in the pond, you can observe if the water is too much greenish. That time you can see there will be enough natural feed. And make sure too much oxygen or topapana for water hyacinth and topapana, if in the top of the layer you have to move in a corner, otherwise the sunlight do not enter in the pond, and that is why oxygen will be less for fish in the pond. And then natural feed testing method. I told you you have to examine the natural feed. In our country, farmer can examine the natural feed by 3 ways, which is a glass sunlight method, the other one is using hand, and secchi disc. But maximum time our farmer using hand for testing the natural feed in the pond. How can they use it? They enter this knee inside the pond. After that, if you observe that his palm is clearly seen from the top of the water, then that water have not enough natural feed. If it is not seen, then you can understand that there will be natural enough feed present in the pond. Other 2 ways, glass sunlight method and secchi disc. Take a transparent water glass and fill up the water from the pond. If you take that glass with on the water in front of a light, if some small organism observed in that water, you can see that, you can observe that the small tiny things moving inside the water. That means that water present enough natural feed. If that glass of water is very clear, that means there will be no natural feed present in the pond. Other one is secchi disc. Secchi disc is like a disc which you can use before CD disc, or it might be aluminum disc, round shape. And here you can color 2 side black or something like that, and 2 side is whitish. Tie up a rope about 30 centimeter or 25 to 30 centimeter, and this one sink underneath the water about 25 to 30 centimeter underneath. If that disc observed very clearly underneath the water, pond water, that there will be not natural feed present in the pond. But if that will be not seen from the top of the water, that means natural feed present in the pond. This is the way of understanding the natural feed in the pond. This point might be come in the question as well, which is how can you examine the natural feed in the pond. Last 2 point is, which is others care. Others care means you have to take other care, like if there will be any disease or there will be any other lackings in the pond, then you can solve it. For the disease, we have to take another lecture, then we will discuss details in that class. And last one is collection of fish. Collection of fish, which is collect the fish from the pond. I told you before, if the weight of the fish both in Rajputi and Nilotica is 150 to 200 gram, then you can use it even in Rajputi fish and in Nilotica fish. And if it is 25 to 30 centimeter, then you can catch it Rajputi and Nilotica fish. You can collect randomly, not to collect collectively. You can collect individually, and you can use the net for collection of the fish. And if you seen that that fish is 150 to 200 gram, then you can collect that one. Otherwise, if you seen that that fish is about 25 to 30 centimeter, then that is 30 centimeter, that time you collect the fish and sell in the market. It depends on you. You can use it of 25 to 30 centimeter, or sometimes some people or some farmer collect it less than 150 to 200 gram, or less than 25 to 30 centimeter of Nilotica or Rajputi. So this is the whole culture method of Nilotica and Rajputi fish. So if you go through page number 5 to 35, in that page from the beginning of the books, then you can found this culture method of Rajputi and Nilotica fish. So you have only one point left, which is disease management. I'll give you the lecture in individual lecture for disease management. So thank you very much.